Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Jackass Forever. And this is the fourth film in the proper Jackass franchise, but you also have like Bad Grandpa, which is actually the only one that I've seen up to this point. I really didn't watch the show, but these trailers have been running since like mid last year, and I don't know, it just made me laugh every single time they came on. And I was ready for this fourth film, which is about a decade after the last film, and you have a lot of these guys like closing in on 50. I know the joke from the trailer, like Steve was like, yeah, if you have a concussion before you're 50, you're good, and Knoxville's 49, so I think he's okay. And it's just like that kind of reality of like these people are a little bit more advanced in age than they were when they first started this thing 20 years ago. And you have like the original crew of Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, Chris Pontius, Wee Man, Jeff Tremaine, who is directing the film yet again and has been doing this the whole time. And you have them being joined by some new members. And it's interesting because some of these new members have watched Jackass when they were younger, and you get to enjoy everybody in the film. I do have to say, Aaron McKinney, he is, I feel like, unfairly targeted with so much terrible stuff in this movie. And Johnny Knoxville jumps in and does stuff as well. Steve-O, being Steve-O, doing his stuff too. And, people get beaten, battered, and seriously injured, but all with a smile on their faces. And you have some solid, there's some introspection a bit during the film too, because you have some of them really thinking about hey, all these decades later doing this. You have some of the new cast connecting with the fact that this has been a lifelong dream of theirs, and now they get to be a part of it. There's a little bit of montage towards the end of them cutting to all the people's Jackass logo tattoos that they have, because this has been such a big part of their lives, and now they get to be a part of it. And they have a big budget this time. They should cut back to clips of some of these original stunts that they get to redo in this one. And there's so much more to work with this time around, and it's a lot more planned out, and I'm assuming a lot safer with being able to do a little bit more with the budget. And there's some celebrities like Machine Gun Kelly's in it. Eric Andre's great. I think he's the perfect addition to this crew. He makes some funny comments and even gets pranked himself. And you have a variety of gags. You have some gross out stuff. One in particular with some fluids from, a pig. And you have a lot of animal ones, and it's a little tough making sure they're not abusing these animals and taking advantage of these animals and stuff like that. And there's a lot of the cup test. Oh, that was brutal. Watching getting punched, getting a softball thrown, and a hockey puck shot, and the pogo stick. Ooh, that was rough to watch. And they just have a lot of gags, and this film is just a bunch of gags, and most of them hit and are a lot of laughs. Some of them might not hit as well, but you have no plot whatsoever in this film. Basically, the beginning sets up a spoof of a Godzilla movie, so that's the closest thing that you get to plot in this. And that was a weird creature that they brought in to do that scene, but that was a lot of fun. And you have that fun opening, and then the credits shows a lot of bloopers and extra gags and cutting back to when they were younger and seeing the differences. It brought a lot of nostalgia, and especially for somebody who hasn't had that connection with it, I could feel it. And this was just a fun time. I laughed so hard throughout this film, and I definitely had so much fun. And if you're not going to be turned away by the violence, the danger, and the gross out gags, this will definitely be a blast to sit down and watch in a theater with a bunch of people. I was laughing, having a good time, and I hope you all do too. But those are my thoughts on Jackass Forever. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.